1-2. Swung on and miss. Fuchs
coming in right side. Sip. Goes down to the slide and gets it.
Nelson's going to take off on the pitch. Switches it called. Strike 3.
Wes Marshall pitches a ground ball through the infield on the left side. One will score. They're going to wave a second runner around. Throw will come to the plate. It is not in time.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Thursday afternoon from Costfield and Castleton. This is Region 1 softball on the air today, featuring the Burros of Hillsboro-Central Valley tangling with the Squirrels of Hillsboro of Central Cass. I'm Chase Miller alongside Jacob Anderson. Thanks so much for tuning into our pregame show, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. As we get you ready for the fourth game of the season for both HCV and Central Cass. Taking a look at the Burros, the visitors on our Bank North scoreboard here today. They have a mark of 1 win, 2 losses on the season, 1-0 in Region 1, coming off a Region 1 win on Tuesday, hosting the Northern Cass Jaguars, where the Burros came out with a 10-1 victory. Their 2 losses in Jamestown in the bubble against the Class A competition, losing to Jamestown in the opener back on April the 4th, 4-2, then falling short to West Fargo Cheyenne 15-3. Coming up here for the Burros, they will be back in action tomorrow, 24 hours from now, hosting Grand Forks Red River of the EDC in Class A. Kevin Kochman will be on the call for you on that one, starting at 4 o'clock here on yourliveevent.com. Then 3 consecutive road games for Coach Corey Erickson and the Burros as they will begin their travels on Monday, going to Grand Forks Central, then next week at Enderlin, then playing the second time against Northern Cass. Well, for Central Cass and the Squirrels, head coached by Scott Koss, the runner-ups in the state of North Dakota from a season ago. For Central Cass, they are 2-1 on the season, 1-0 in Region 1 play. They as well picked up a Region 1 win over the Kindred Richland Vikings back on Tuesday here in Castleton, 8-6. Their 1 loss in the opener against a quality Dickinson Midget opponent back on April the 5th in Jamestown at the Bubble. Then also on April the 5th, they defeated the Beulah Miners 14-3. Coming up next for the Central Cass Squirrels, they will play at Thompson on Monday. We'll have that contest for you here on yourliveevent.com at 4 o'clock. Then host Northern Cass on Tuesday, also on Your Live Event, before going up against the Fargo Davies Eagles a week from today here in Castleton. That's a look ahead for both of these teams when we continue on our pregame show today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. We'll get you ready for the starting lineups. We'll also hear from both head coaches. That and more is still to come. When we come back after this, we'll let you know what's on deck on yourliveevent.com throughout the week and into the weekend. That's next here from Castleton.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, North Dakota has adapted to the growing needs of the edible bean industry since 1982. Production of edible beans helps many growers in the Red River Valley make their farming operation more profitable. These growers are also producing a nutritious, high-protein food source, helping feed a hungry world. Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, with receiving stations at Sharon, Larimore, Devils Lake, Wilton, Washburn, Lincoln, East Grand Forks, Grafton, and Garski. Learn more at centralvalleybean.com or 701-847-2622.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
The City of Hillsboro invites you to make Hillsboro your home. If you're looking for a new home or a job, check out the opportunities in Hillsboro and see what the community can offer you and your family. Enjoy a quality family life with community, education, church, entertainment, and more. For all neighbors and those driving through the region, we welcome you to come and shop with the businesses in Hillsboro. If you have questions related to services available in the city of Hillsboro, contact the Hillsboro City Office at 701-636-4620.
This is our pregame show, again brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Opening closer to the opening pitch here as the Burros of Hillsboro-Central Valley are taking their infield and outfield here in Castleton. As we take a look at some of the other contests going on yourliveevent.com here later this week and throughout the weekend, simply go to our website or like and subscribe our YouTube channel at Your Live Event. You can watch the games for free and on demand as well. Tomorrow, again, we have baseball. Hillsboro-Central Valley makes their way to New Rockford with games against Carrington. A little breakfast and baseball for you in the morning. That'll be at 10 o'clock, and then at noon, the Burros will go up against the Velva Aggies following that, and then it finishes off our trifecta in New Rockford tomorrow with Carrington going up against Velva at 2 o'clock. That'll be high school baseball tomorrow morning and afternoon. Then the Burros tangle with Red River in softball at 4. From there on Monday, Thompson and Northern Cass in North Dakota baseball, Central Cass and Thompson in North Dakota softball, and then we get you ready for a few weeks from now. We'll have the Enderlin Baseball Jamboree, the Shanley Track and Field Invite. Again, go to our website, yourliveevent.com, to find out the complete schedule throughout the month of April. And as we transition into the month of May for postseason softball, for postseason baseball, postseason, all roads lead to Castleton here for Region 1 is going to be your host of Region 1 softball coming up here this season. This is our pregame show, again brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll get to our coaches' conversation. We'll hear from Corey Erickson of the Burros first and Scott Kost of the Squirrels before we get to our starting lineups and the opening pitch here today. Central Cass coming off a state runner-up season a year ago. One for the Burros failed to make state, but 2 years ago able to defeat Central Cass and make it to a state tournament. That's their last state tournament in program history. Again, was 2023. 4-0 time for the Burros, while Central Cass has made it to state every year outside of one. Back in 2023, they got 11 state appearances and also 6 state championships in program history for the Squirrels. Coach's conversation is up next. We'll hear from Corey Erickson around the corner. This is our Irie Insurance pregame show.
Cutting Edge Ag connects your operation with first-hand expertise and industry-best precision ag technology from Ag Leader. We've simplified precision farming with powerful tools to maximize profit opportunities like never before. No matter the size of your farm or the complexity of your field activities, Cutting Edge Ag is your local partner for a more profitable future. Unlock a new era of farming success with Ag Leader and Cutting Edge Ag.
At Dakota Heritage Bank, we know your schedules can get hectic, and you don't always have time to get to the bank during regular banking hours. We make it easy for you with mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay services that we offer for free. This is Michelle with Dakota Heritage Bank, inviting you to do your banking with us anytime, anywhere. Just go to dhb.bank or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Get ready to make a true impact on the farm. Introducing the HDSR series of staggered rippers from Degelman Industries. At the heart of the machine is the HDSR's staggered two-row setup, which allows for better trash flow and lower draft than an inline ripper. Featuring a shorter implement contour length, easier transport, and better compaction shattering ability than the competitors. The HDSR series from Degelman Industries is engineered tough. Visit our website for more information.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search Your Live Event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
On our Irie Insurance pregame show here today from Castleton, it's Region 1 softball. Joining us from Hillsboro-Central Valley is the head coach. That's Corey Erickson as they tangle with the Central Cass Squirrels. A similar question. I'm going to start with Scott here, Corey, albeit early on the season. Good thing is we're out in the April playing some softball early on. 3 games that you played, a couple indoors. You're coming off a win against Northern Cass earlier in the week. What have you liked from your team so far, 3 games in?
Our defense has been really good so far. And I say so far. I mean, it's just we got a tough competition here today. Our pitcher's been doing a really good job, throwing lots of strikes, keeping batters off balance. Our defense has been up to the task. We know we're going to have a tough test here today and tomorrow when we play Grand Forks Red River as well. So 2 very good quality opponents coming up here the next couple games for us. But we need to work on some things offensively. That's the biggest thing. So hoping to be able to take a step forward offensively, continue to become the team that I know we can be.
What do games like this early on, because we've had some years where you barely get out until May 1st for crying out loud, but what do games like this early on the season, getting outdoors, do for our club, Corey?
It helps you settle down a little bit. In years past, we haven't started the season until 15, 16, 17, sometimes the 20-something of the month. So to get out relatively early in the season and play some games is big for us. In other sports, they talk about the season being a marathon. It's really not that way in softball. If you stumble out of the gate, it's tough to kind of get your footing. We've been that team in the past where we've stumbled out of the gate, but this year I'm happy with how we've been playing for the most part right away.
When you take a look at a Scott Koss team from Central Cass, what just always is a consistent theme when you go up against them over the years?
They can always hit, they can always pitch, and they always got athletes out there. They're a very disciplined team. We know they're ranked number 1 in the state right now, preseason ranked number 1. For a reason. They have very good pitching. They got very good hitters. And we're familiar with their team, and we always play this team at least 2 or 3 times a year, it seems. Played them 3 times last year. So not really a lot of mystique between the 2 of us. So we know what they're going to come be tough for us here today. We just hope that we can match their intensity and play hard ourselves.
Corey, it's always good to see you. Best of luck here today and throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
And again, Coach Erickson for the Burros will continue on our pregame show. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
If you're ready to save time, aggravation, and money, the team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
Hey there, we're here
to invite you
to join First Community Credit Union. FCCU is the proud partner
of the University of North Dakota Athletics.
FCCU is here to coach you
through every financial play. No turnovers.
Only buckets.
When you join FCCU,
you get the full UND experience.
Enjoy our exclusive
UND credit and debit cards.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show here today from Koss Field in Castleton, it is the Central Cass Squirrels and the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros here for a good early April Region 1 contest. Joining us is the head coach now from Central Cass. That is Scott Koss. Scott, you got 3 games in, 2 outdoors, 1 indoor. What have you seen from your team, albeit very early on so far here in the season?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of good things. I've seen a lot of things that we can work on. I think our pitching and by and large our defense has been okay. We dropped a couple balls, fly balls on Tuesday that, things that we do need to clean up. But by and large, we're going to be a work in process all year, Chase. But so far, so good.
This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. I know a couple weeks ago on the Coaches Show, we were talking about getting games outside. How valuable is it now playing one game against Kindred Richland earlier, getting another game here against the Burros this week, getting games in before April 15th outside of your, Scott?
Yeah, it's awesome because a lot of years it's like April 20th or later that we end up getting started. So this is just going to help us, especially when you have a young team and there's things that you're still trying to figure out, being able to be outside, playing games, being in live game situations. This time right now is just invaluable to us.
You take a look at a Corey Erickson club every year, like anybody, it's a little bit different with different pitchers or different hitters. But what's one thing that's been a consistent theme going up against the Burros the last couple of seasons here, Scott?
They will always show up and they'll come to play. I mean, they're going to come and they're going to compete, and they're going to bring high energy, and they're going to come to compete. So we got to be ready to go tonight.
Biggest thing that you've liked from your team, albeit 2 games indoor, 1 game outdoor, but what's one thing that you've liked really early on from the season?
One of the things I think you and I talked about in the preseason is we talked about grit, and I think so far we've had some adversity, we've made some mistakes and done some things, but the girls have really done a good job of bouncing back. That's the one thing I think if we can keep doing that all season long, we're going to be in pretty good shape.
And we hope for sun, we hope for 50, 60 degree temperature and take the snow out of here for the remainder of the couple weeks, right?
Yes, we do. We did end up shoveling twice here so far, so we don't need another shoveling party.
Hey, Scott, it's always good to see you. Best of luck here today.
Thanks, Chase. Thanks for the coverage. Appreciate it.
That again, the head coach for the Central Cass Squirrels, Scott Koss, will continue on the pregame show after this from Castleton.
The geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of cards plus pre-owned cards as well. Bring the kids along and have them try out the skee ball and foosball table while you browse jerseys, hats, and other items. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles in Hillsboro.
Those interviews brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. This is high school softball today in Castleton, Region 1. The winner of this will go to 2-0 in Region 1 play, while the loser will drop to 1-1 in the region. Both teams then will have a little bit of breathing room between their next game outside of the Burros. They will play on Friday, but in terms of their next Region 1 contest, the next game for Central Cass in the region will be on April the 15th against Northern Cass, and the same for Hillsboro-Central Valley will be on April the 15th against the Enderlin Eagles. The Central Cass Squirrels looking to improve to 3-1 in the region, while the Burros are looking to get to 2-2 overall. The Squirrels looking to get to 3-1. This is our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. As lineup cards are being exchanged from Corey Erickson and Scott Kost here with the 2 coaches with the respective programs. Irie Insurance, get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote started today. Still to come, we'll get to our starting lineups, and alongside with that, the first pitch here today. Overcast skies, the sun trying to peek out a little bit. Taking a look straight away center field, you're looking more towards the northwest area here. Down the right field line is pretty much about true north, and then down the left field line is about due west here today. Not too shabby, though, compared to what it can be in this time of the year in April, where sometimes you have 2 feet of snow on the ground, maybe get some rain. Not sure if you can get games in or not, but the newly minted turf adjacent to the softball field is now at the baseball diamond here. So if you come out to Castleton between football, baseball, and softball, all with turf now here, and we have seen colleges and other programs over the years use this softball diamond when it has been a tough early spring to get games in across the state of North Dakota. Again, that does it for our pregame show. When we come back, we'll get to our starting lineups, and alongside the opening pitch today, it's Central Cass at 2-1 on the season, going up against the Burros, who are 1-2 on the season as well. We'll continue after this here in Castleton.
It's that time of year again. Time to kick off another exciting and fun-filled school year. Everyone at Halstead Living Center and Heritage House in Halstead hope we all can join together and make it a successful and safe school year. If you're driving near school buildings, at school bus stops, please watch carefully for children. Welcome back, students, teachers, staff, and administration from Halstead Living Center and Heritage House in Halstead, providing living environments for seniors that maximize health, independence, and quality of life.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Hillsboro Dairy, with delivery of fresh dairy products and more to your home door. I've had Hillsboro Dairy delivering cold, fresh dairy products and other items to my door for years. 3 main reasons why. It's the convenience, the products are fresh, and the delivery service from the Udder Guy. Nobody does it like the Udder Guy. Every week, we get to see Teak. Please call him at 701-436-5877. Delivery right to your door from Hillsboro Dairy. The Hillsboro Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early because sometimes it's gone early because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsboro Vets Club.
At Ironhide, we like to have our sales guys cater to the owners of the businesses or the customers that they're trying to help out to actually find a solution to their problem. We understand that customers have a job to do, and we strive to keep that job going without interruption.
We've invested so heavily in this facility, but bigger than that, in the people.
Central Valley Schools has provided me with so many opportunities. Whether you are in the sports, the arts, or any other activities, there's something for every student to get involved in, and the teachers are pretty cool. I'm Tyson Sumby, a senior at Central Valley High School. My favorite thing about Central Valley High School is the community, because we are well put together. Find your favorites at Hillsboro-Central Valley Schools. This message is from the Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts.
And that does it for our starting lineups today. That does it for our pregame show today as they have the starting lineups being announced. Starting lineups again coming up here in a moment, but our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote started today. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Chase Miller alongside Jacob Anderson up in the booth here today in Cos Field. You take a look at some of the fans. They have their blankets and a little for some, the winter jackets out there with the wind howling from the right field to the left field foul line today. If you hit one up in the air, it will be a little bit more playable down the left field line where it's going to push it throughout the day. As we get to our starting lineups here for the Burros of Hillsboro-Central Valley as they were just announced, and then we'll get it to the Central Cass Squirrels as well. For the Burros, they'll go like this in their starting lineup today. Peyton Kwame, senior catcher. Kwame will also bat leadoff. Kaylee Kendallson, the senior shortstop, she will bat second. Santa Kritzberger, the junior center fielder, will be batting third. Kritzberger batting third. In the cleanup spot, Carsey Hattlestead, the senior third baseman. Batting fifth is Alexis Iverson, the freshman right fielder. Kaya Chenault, the junior designated player, batting sixth. Abigail Anderson, the sophomore second baseman, batting seventh. You have Willison, the junior first baseman, batting eighth. And then Aaliyah Jelmstead, the sophomore left fielder, batting ninth. The pitcher in the circle will be Megan Ensign. The head coach is Corey Erickson again. Quam, Kittleson, Kritzberger, Hattlestead, Iverson, Chenault, Anderson, Willison, and Jelmstead here. The starting 9 in the batting order for Hillsboro-Central Valley. The Burros in their blue attire, the white numerals, while the Central Cass Squirrels in their all red uniforms with the black numerals and lettering outlined here in white. Across the diamond, Halverson will be in left field for Central Cass with Gunnifson in center. Zimmerman will be up the right field side. You have Stieg at shorts at the third base, Sherwhite at shortstop, Flanagan at second, Bussey at first, Aspen Preem behind the plate, and Whitney Mitchell, the sophomore, in the circle today for head coach Scott Kost and the Central Cass Squirrels. It is our starting lineups brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. As we get you ready for Region 1 softball here today. Crazy to think in about a month and a week we'll be talking postseason softball, the state tournament this year up at North Dakota State for Class B. The same for baseball being at Newman Outdoor Field. So all roads lead to Fargo eventually coming up May 29th through the 31st. The beginning of the Region 1 softball tournament here in Castleton will be on May the 16th. We'll have coverage for you on yourliveevent.com of Region 1 and Region 1 baseball on yourliveevent.com. The righty Quam going up against the righty Mitchell as we get this one underway here today in Castleton. Stieg playing a little bit in at third. The opening pitch on the way by Mitchell at 4:05, and this one is up and on the hands, and it'll be a ball. So 4:05 for a start time. Again, partly cloudy skies. The sun trying to peek through. Temperatures in the low 50s to the 40s as this game will continue here in Castleton. Here's the 1-0. That one will miss inside for a ball at 2-0. Whitney Mitchell trying to run one in and not allow the senior Quam to get the hands extended here and try to drive one out in the outfield. Outfield pretty much playing for the most part straight away. Here's a 2-0. Quam will take. That one's in there for a strike at 2-1. Quam, Kittleson, Kritzberger again the top of the order here for the Burros of Hillsboro-Central Valley. As HCV quickly back on the diamond again tomorrow at home for a non-region game against the Rough Riders of Red River. Here's the 2-1. This one will run in, just missing off the plate now, 3-1. Always been a good rivalry here in Region 1. We know what Kindred Richland and we know what Central Cass softball has been, but the Burros have been just as feisty throughout their tenure here. Here's the 3-1 offering. That'll run inside. It's a 5-pitch walk for Quam, and the Burros have their leadoff batter on base via the free pass. You can see what Mitchell's trying to do, not missing by much, but working the inner part of the plate, and Quam simply said, well, we'll take ball 1, we'll take ball 2, and didn't have to swing the bat at all as Quam now gets on the bases. Bussey at first, playing just in off the first baseline as Kittleson will step into the plate. Here's a bunt. Mitchell going to play it, field it, flips it over to first. They get the out there. The throw back over to third, not in time. As Corey Erickson maybe waiting to see this one coming through. Nicely done on the bunt there for the sacrifice by Kittleson. And then Quam was reading that play perfectly. Rounded first on her way all the way to third. So there is one down, but a runner at third is you will have now Kritzberger coming up to the plate. As Scott Koss will come out here, talk with our umpiring crew. Currently it stands with 1 out, runner at first. That went to third with Quam after the Kittleson. As now you're going to have Kritzberger coming up. And with this one, the umpires will talk it over and see what Scott Koss was representing and describing. Could be a couple of different things here, but we'll just see what the umpires will say. They're going to say nothing was granted. First, I thought you might have had Kittleson maybe hitting her leg in the batter's box as the ball came through, so it would have been a dead ball. You could have called interference, or you could have said, hey, once the first baseman got it, did she call time running it back into the circle? But nothing was granted, so runner at third, 1 out. We'll see if Kritzberger can drive in a Burrow, run on the Bank North scoreboard here, and draw first blood in the top of the first. Mitchell, we'll see this one. That one does indeed go off a leg of Kritzberger for a strike, and Mitchell gets ahead in the count now 0-1. Anytime you've gone up against the Squirrels over the recent years with how good this program has been, you always hear the opposition talking about taking advantage of opportunities. Well, here's a grade A chance for the Burros in the first. This one will be out of the zone now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mitchell hasn't missed by much, kind of nibbling around the area, around the chalk. As Mitchell looks back into Preen behind the plate. And the 1-1. This one's going to be hit high in the air. This will go foul up the first base line, and that'll go into the crowd, and that will be out of play and makes it now 1-2. So if you're Kritzberger, you love to put something up the middle. If not, possibly get something 150 feet away from home plate and see if you can at least tag in Quam from third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mitchell with the pitch. There's a fly ball down the left field line, slicing, and that'll hook foul in the wind. Definitely played a part on that. If that is not any win today, that might have been down the line for a extra base hit. Instead, it just continued to hook and hook a little bit more. And Whitney Mitchell, it's a long strike, and we'll keep it at 1-2. Mitchell with the payoff pitch upcoming here. We'll see where she goes. Off speed, got it out her front. Kritzberger did enough of that one to hit it up the third base line in the Burrow dugout, and we'll have a 1-2 offering all over again. Pulling the string there was Mitchell and nearly got Kritzberger out in front to get a big strikeout. Instead, Kritzberger fended off enough to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Couple of foul balls in a row here for Kritzberger, 3 straight. 1-2 out of the zone as Preen looks back the runner, Quam. Quam saw Preen getting out of her crouch position, so took an extra step down that third base line. Stieg holding her on at third. Sherwood again at short with Flanagan at second. Bussey at first for the infield here for the Squirrels. The 2-2 by Mitchell. Hit up the first baseline foul. Zimmerman up the right field spot. Gunnifson in straightaway center and Halverson in left. A senior, and a junior, followed by a senior here for the 1 through 4 of the lineup here for Coach Erickson. Some of these girls play a lot of varsity ball so far. Here's the 2-2. This one will one hop, and Preen does a good job smothering that behind the plates. If Quam would have taken another step down that third base line, you might have saw Preen throw it down to third to try to pick off the runner. Instead, it makes the count full. And Kritzberger has done a nice job battling here against Mitchell in the circle. Here's the 3-2 offering. It's going to be hit on the ground. This will be playable to Sherwood at short, but it's a RBI run driven in here by Kritzberger, as she's going to be retired 5-3, but she does get the RBI, as it's now 1-0 in favor of Hillsboro-Central Valley. 2 down here on the top of the first. Nicely done by Kritzberger to drive in the run, as now it's Hattelstedt. This one will miss low for a ball, 1-0. If you're Mitchell, couldn't ask for much more after that long battle. You get the out. You do give up the run, but how big was it now by Quam to go first to third on that sacrifice bunt? Got the extra 60 feet. Instead, she probably would still be at second base with 2 down. This one swung on and missed now by Hattelstedt, 1-1. And small ball can win you games, especially if you got 2 pitchers that are in the zone. We'll see how this run can help the Burros later on. Well, for the Central Calf Squirrels, they will have their first chance to come up to the plate against Megan Ensign here in the bottom of the first. The 1-1 by Whitney. This is hit up the third base line. Stieg will come in, makes it across to first. I think Corey Erickson was saying that it roll off the leg, asking for that to be hit by Hattelstedt while she was still in the box. As Corey Erickson was saying, that one hit the foot or the leg. And we'll see if either of the umpires saw enough. Otherwise, it'll be a strike. And we'll see what happens here. And this one will not be an out. It will be a strike. So we'll make it now 1-2 with 2 down. Corey Erickson brought both the hands up right away. No contest here by Scott Koss. So the Squirrels quickly running off the field. They'll have to run back into the field. Aspen Preen making sure the left knee pad and everything looks all right as she straps it around the knee. Now we'll do it all over again at 1-2. So Mitchell with one more pitch here. And the offering. This one taken. Saw a 3-ball count to Peyton Quam, who eventually walked. Able to see a sacrifice bunt on the very first pitch by Kittleson. Kritzberger worked the count full, and now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Burrows, and made Mitchell throw a lot so far in the circle here in the top of the first. The 2-2. Swung on and miss. Preen sees this one off the glove, has to go the long way, and it hits the base runner in the head with Hattlestead as she was up the first base line. So unfortunate there on the throw by Preen. Would have been delivered to Bussey, but it's a strikeout, and Hattlestead will able to get on base. And now there's 2 down with a runner on. So got the swing and miss. Preen unable to hold on to the ball. Able to make a good throw to Bussey, but it just hits Hattlestead right in the helmet. This one will be in there for a strike to Iverson. Now it's 0-1. So unfortunate there for the Squirrels. You give the Burros an extra out to work with here in the top of the first as the freshman right fielder Iverson is now behind the count. Good off speed out in front. Now 0-2. Kaya Chenault, the junior designated player, due up next here for the Burros if Iverson can climb aboard. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first is Hattlestead. The 0-2. That one misses up now 1-2 for Central Cass. They will have Whitney Mitchell, Sophie Sherwood, and Aspen Preen, the top of the lineup here. Due up here in the bottom of the first. Their first time through to see Megan Ensign a little bit later on here in the inning. This one's going to be in the dirt, gets by Preen. Going all the way from first to second now is going to be Hattlestead. It's 2-2. So all of a sudden, just small ball is the way to go here for the Burros. After getting a walk by Quam, she goes first to third on the sacrifice bunt by Kittleson. Hattlestead strikes out, but she gets on base and now gets an extra 60 feet. The 2-2 is slashed up the first base line. That'll go foul. Burros, 1 win, 2 losses on the season. Their 2 losses against Class A competition in Jamestown by 2 and then West Fargo Cheyenne 15-3. They defeated Northern Cass on their home turf on Tuesday in Hillsboro, 10-1. The 2-2 pitch. This one is swung on and missed to retire the side, but the Burros do score first on the Bank North scoreboard as they have a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first inning. That is next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime, serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond. We are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank. Strong bank, strong communities.
Hi, I'm Preston Ettinger with Lux Wealth Advisors in Mayville. At Lux Wealth Advisors, we believe financial planning is about more than numbers. It's about your future. We provide small town service with big company resources.
Hi, my name is Hunter Torges. As your neighbors, we understand the unique challenges you face.
Whether you're saving for your child's education, planning for retirement, or starting a business, we're here to help every step of the way.
With personalized strategies tailored just for you, we help turn your financial dreams into achievable goals. Lux Wealth Advisors, your trusted partner for a brighter financial future.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
Bottom of the first inning here for the Burros in the last inning. 1 run, no hits, an error, and a runner left on base as the Squirrels for the first time today will be taking the plate with Whitney Mitchell, the sophomore pitcher, followed by Sophie Sherwhite, the sophomore shortstop, and Aspen Preen, the junior catcher. Here's the pitch on the way. This one's going to be swung on a high drive down the left field line, but with the wind, it's going to push it foul, and it will be 0-1. Brady Bussey batting cleanup, the junior first baseman. Maddie Stieg, the sophomore third baseman, batting fifth. You have Zimmerman, the junior right fielder, batting sixth, with Halverson batting seventh. Flanagan batting eighth, and Gunnifson batting ninth here today for the Central Cass Squirrels. We'll go around the lineup here in a moment for the defense for the Burros. This one will miss outside. It's now 1 ball and a strike. Behind the plate, catching is Quam. Hattlestead up the third base side. Kittleson at short. Anderson at second. Willison at first with Iverson in right. Kritzberger in straightaway center, and Jelmstead down the line in left. Here's the 1-1 by Ensign. That'll run in, miss. Now 2-1. Whitney Mitchell wasted no time, delivered a very nice swing. Just hooked it foul. As we said, the wind will come into play a little bit today down that left field line. The 2-1 offering. This one is laced to right. That'll be dropped in for a base knock right in front of Iverson. Good piece of hitting by the sophomore Mitchell. She gets the first hit of the contest, and the Squirrels, just as the Burros, have their leadoff runner aboard. Now we'll see the sign by Scott Koss for Corey Erickson in this situation. It was simply, let's go down bunt and get the runner across to second, who took third with Quam. Now we'll see what the Squirrels play is on here for the sophomore in Sherwhite. Megan Ensign with the pitch. Going is Mitchell. She's going to be in there safely. They were looking to bunt. Taking the bunt back was Sherwhite. That one outside. Quam's throw gets past Kittleson, but Mitchell was off on the pitch regardless. So it'll be a stolen base for Mitchell. And now a runner will be in scoring position. 1-0 on the way here to Sherwhite. Megan Ensign here for the Burros. Part of the senior class this season for Coach Erickson. Now runner in scoring position for the Squirrels. This one is going to be hit up the first base side foul. Now we'll make it 1-1. Some of these names get familiar for Squirrels fans, particularly at the top of the lineup with Mitchell and Sherwhite, both sophomores here, and we've seen them play a good chunk of varsity and have opportunities. This one got fisted, jammed up to the third baseman. Hattlestead calls everybody off, and Sherwhite is retired. So a pop up to the third baseman, and there's one down here on the Bank North scoreboard as Aspen Preen will dig in. At Bank North, they take community to heart, helping customers achieve their financial goals. They're more than just a bank. They're a community partner that you can always count on. It's values-based banking. Go to banknorth.bank. That again is banknorth.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. This one is hit up the straightaway center on the ground. Here's Aspen Preen able to deliver the RBI. She will take second on the throw by Kritzberger from center field of Quam, and Aspen Preen delivers the goods with an RBI base knock. And now it's a 1-1 contest. Aspen Preen doing what you want in that situation, just hitting it right back up the middle, see if he can get by the second baseman, and Anderson able to do so, and with Mitchell's speed easily able to come in. Tied up at 1 apiece. This one will be a slow grounder to the shortstop, Kittleson. Kittleson comes and makes a nice play to retire Brady Bussey. That was a little bit more tougher as you had Aspen Preen on the base pass too. So a runner does move up 60 feet, but there is 2 down. It's a productive out by Bussey, 5-3 on the putout. As Stieg will check in, but give a lot of credit to Aspen Preen to read that play. That can be difficult sometimes. You don't want to get yourself picked off there in that situation. Good pitch, just misses to Stieg. He'll make it now 1-0. The sophomore third baseman here for the Central Cass Squirrels, batting 5th in the lineup. If she's able to climb aboard, you got Zimmerman, the junior right fielder, due up next. The 0-1 pitch by Megan Ensign. That'll miss outside, now 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. With 2 outs here, runner at third base. Again is Aspen Preen. As Ensign looks in, the 2-0. This one is popped up. We'll see if this one goes out of play. And this will hit the top of the dugout here up the first base line. About another 3 feet. The first baseman and Willison might have had a chance at that one, but instead it will be a strike at 2-1. A little bit different in terms of attacking Ensign here. The Squirrels batters able to get going early in the counts here against Megan, while we saw the Burros work and take a lot of pitches and grind some at-bats in the top half of the inning. The 2-1 offering, good job by Quam. If that one goes all the way behind the plate, we would have able to see what Aspen Preen's speed possibly would have been. Instead, it's now 3-1. Early on in the season here in Region 1, able to see Maple River, who's been a new team for the 3rd year, able to see Lisbon provide a softball program. As the 3-1 offering's in there for a strike, and then you have the co-op with Oaks and Foreman and part of that Sargent County co-op. So some new teams this season. Squads also playing a little hybrid, so some varsity, some junior varsity. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Ensign. This is hit up the third base line. That'll go foul, and we'll do it all over again. Fifth batter, first full count here for Megan Ensign. Squirrels have tied. They would love to take a 2-1 lead here in the second. Well, Ensign wants to keep the damage to 1. The payoff pitch. This one is fisted. Foul. Quam does a good job, but can't make the play. Quam saw it in her glove, just look up the first base line, saw Willison coming down the first base line, and maybe just for a split second took the eye off the ball to see where your teammate was to not maybe run into her. And just that split second, saw it come out of the glove, and do the Squirrels capitalize here on an extra strike with Stieg. Jammed up the third base line, jammed up the first base line. Where does Ensign go here? The 3-2. This one will be hit in the air. The wind will make this one interesting. The right fielder comes in and makes the basket catch by Iverson. That's a fly out to right, and that's how we'll end the first inning. There was a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We played 1 today here in Castleton. We're tied at 1 on the Bank North scoreboard.
When you think about North Dakota State College of Science, don't think about college. Don't think about desks. Don't think about buildings. Don't think about our expert instructors or our high-tech classrooms. Think about that new pickup you'll soon be driving. Think about decorating your first apartments. Think about that great job that's already waiting for you. Then, think about how you'll be doing all of those things in just 2 years. North Dakota State College of Science, the smarter way to college.
Our Savior's Lutheran Church in Hillsboro, North Dakota invites you to experience the love of God. Our Savior supports all youth with academics, athletics, music, art, dance, and drama, and offer meaningful opportunities for people of all ages. Join us for worship at 8:30 or 10:30 each Sunday morning, in person or watch on television, HTC Channel 34, or online, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or at oslchillsboro.com.
As we get to the top of the second inning here from Costfield in Castleton, Chase Miller alongside Jacob Anderson with you here today for Region 1 softball. This one will miss in with Mitchell. Chenault, Anderson, and Willison here, the bottom half of the lineup. 6, 7, and 8 due up here in the top of the second for the Burros of Hillsboro-Central Valley. 1 ball, no strikes here for Mitchell. That'll be nice. Pitch at the knee now makes it 1-1. So far, the inner part of the plate that Whitney is trying to work with, just missing enough for it to be called a ball. Here's the 1-1. This one will be in the turf. Now 2 balls and a strike. If you're just joining us, the Burros able to score their first run of the game after a driven in by Kritzberger to make it 1-0. On the RBI. Ground out to short. This one check swing, able to go through the zone. Now it's 2-2. Here's the 2-2 offering. Just out of the zone, makes the count full. This will already be the third 3-ball count here for Mitchell in the circle. Game time that kicked off for first pitch 20 minutes ago at 4:05. The 3-2 offering. This is going to be hit and foul as it goes into the junior high complex here. In Castleton, you have one field that is turf, the other all natural grass and dirt when it comes to softball. A 3-2 offering from Mitchell. This is going to be hit and foul again, and we'll do it one more time. I'll give credit to the Burro batters. They have made the most out of their opportunities. Even if it's been an out, they have made Whitney work here today in that circle. A 3-2 pitch to the designated player. That's going to be hit on the ground. Playable here for Sherwhite at short. Makes the nice throw to Bussey at first. 5-3 on the put up. And there's one down here in the second. As you'll see, coming to the plate here for Hillsboro-Central Valley will be Abigail Anderson, the sophomore second baseman. This one will miss low for a ball, now at 1-0. Anderson also can be a pitcher here throughout the course of the year for head coach Corey Erickson. Got 3 of them on the roster. Mitchell has fallen behind the count to more Burrow batters than worked ahead. As now 1 ball and 1 strike. Burrow's in those white pinstripes with the blue uniforms. Burrow's across the front in white, the 1-1. Oh, missed inside. That's a pitch that Mitchell would love to have. She's been hovering her right in at the knee to about the hip, right where you want it in the zone to not allow the hands to get out in front or around a softball. Well, that has just not been called a strike here this afternoon. Here's the 2-1. That'll be in there for a strike now, 2-2. Willison due up next here for the Burros. Here's the 2-2 offering upcoming. That'll miss outside now, 3-2. Full count again here in the inning. The second one, the 4th of the contest here for the Burrow batters. Payoff pitch by Mitchell. That'll miss outside in the second free pass of the afternoon. Saw a walk by Quam to lead things off. Now you get a walk here with Evelyn Willison due up. And with 1 down, we'll see what Chenault is able to do at first. Mitchell looks into Preem behind the plate. And this one on the inner part will be called a strike now, 0-1. Last couple of seasons, Mitchell able to be in the circle here for head coach Scott Kost. And we'll see Whitney able just to get a little bit better every season. This one is going to be hit, and it's going to be a foul ball hitting the batter with Willison. That'll make it 0-2. Some competition coming up for both teams. Some quality competition for Central Cass. Their next game up going to Thompson. The Tommies have looked awfully good for Matt Chandler's club out of Region 2. Well, for the Burros, you get a team that has made state the last couple of seasons in Red River in softball, as this one is hit foul. And we'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. So both these teams going to get tested for their next game. Will be a non-region opponent. Central Cass will host Northern Cass on Tuesday here in Castleton. We'll have the game for you on yourliveevent.com. Well, for the Burros, they will make their way down to Enderlin on Tuesday for a Region 1 affair. The 0-2 pitch is popped up, hitting up the first base line. Bussey giving chase, but runs out of room as it works its way near to the batting cages here up the first base line, and he'll go foul. We'll keep it at 0-2 again. And even though down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes, Willison doing what the Burrow batters have done today. Follow-up pitches, take good swings at the plate, seeing if they can barrel one up here. 0-2, runner's going to go. Here's the throw by Preen down to Sherwhite, not in time, and it's a stolen base by Anderson on a 0-2 count. Runner gets into scoring position here now for the Burros. The definition of small ball has been HCV here today. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Willison here. See if she can put something up the middle. See if Anderson can come in and score, while Mitchell looking for her 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. And she gets her 3rd strikeout. Strikeout swinging, and Mitchell picks up a big out number 2. As you'll see, Jelmstead due up, the sophomore left fielder. As Aaliyah comes up to the plate, and then it goes back to the top of the order with Peyton Quam. But Aaliyah Jelmstead, the sophomore left fielder. Check swing, did not go through. It's now 1-0 unless they're going to appeal, and they will call it a strike. Yes, it is. So that'll be a strike now at 0-1. So was unable to hold the bat through enough. Runner at second base again is Anderson. Back to the top of the lineup with the catcher in Quam. Good swing, foul back. That'll make it now 0-2 as Mitchell, now back-to-back batters, has worked ahead. For the Squirrels, they will have their 6, 7, and 8 batters due up with Zimmerman, the junior right fielder, due up to begin the bottom of the second inning here for Central Cass. Here's the 0-2. Swung on in Mitch, and back-to-back strikeouts there for Mitchell. You'll have no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. We played 1.5 today on the Bank North scoreboard. It is a 1-1 game with the Squirrels coming to the plate.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Visit with Ryan Opdahl, your local Farmers Union Insurance agent in Hillsboro.
Here's a message from Tim Cassette, Golden Harvest Seed Sales in the Hillsboro area. When it comes to your operations needs, they want to hear from you, which is why they're committed to listening first. From farmer-focused R&D teams to their Gold Series soybeans and game-changing corn products to the insights shared through the Illuminate digital platform, everything offered is an answer to what they learned from you. For Golden Harvest corn and soybean seed, visit with Tim Cassette Seed Sales Hillsboro, 701-430-0877.
As we head to the bottom of the second inning, broadcasting today here from the broadcast booth, brought to you in part by Ryan Opdahl Agency in Hillsboro. Farmers Union with Ryan Opdahl in Hillsboro. From home, auto, business, life, and more. Visit the agency downtown or give Ryan a buzz at 701-436-5777. That's 436-5777. Farmers Union Insurance, Ryan Opdahl Agency. Chase Miller alongside Jacob Anderson with you here today in Castleton. Bottom of the second inning as Megan Ensign will see this one miss low. It's now 1-0. Zimmerman, Halverson, and Flanagan due up here for the Squirrels in the bottom half of the second. Able to get a couple of singles with Mitchell and Aspen Preen to tie the game up. This one swung on and off the glove of Quam, now 1-1. These two teams have some history with one another. 2 years ago, the Burros able to defeat Central Cass and Kindred in the Region 1 softball tournament, as the Burros and the Vikings that year represented Region 1. Megan Ensign sees this one miss out of the zone, now 2-1. The Squirrels, most state titles in program history in Class B with 6. Made the state tournament appearance every year except for 2023. The 2-1. They'll miss outside now, 3-1. In 2022, defeating Kindred Richland by 10 in 6 innings. Last year, losing to Kindred Richland out in Jamestown at Trapper Field, 6-1. 3-1 offering, that'll miss inside, and Zimmerman gets the free pass. First walk of the afternoon here for Ensign, and for back-to-back innings, the Squirrels have their leadoff runner aboard. Halverson, the sophomore left fielder, due up now here for the Squirrels. Willison playing in on the bag at first. Hattlestead the same at third. Swinging. That will be 0-1 here for the sophomore. The 8th grader in Flanagan, then Gunnifson the junior, due up for the Squirrels. 0 seniors on the roster here this season, something Scott Kotz mentioned to us in the pregame show. A youthful club. They do have a good core that has played a good chunk of varsity innings, but then some new faces in new places here this season for Central Cass. For the Burros, Peyton Quam, Kittleson, Ensign, and Morgan Potasic, with Ellenson and Hattlestead seniors this season for the Burros. This one runs in, nearly hits Halverson. It's now 2-1. Nobody out, bottom of the second. Squirrels looking to take their first lead on this Thursday afternoon. 2-1. That one will miss, 3-1. We'll miss outside, so we will have it as a 3-1 right now, but now they're going to say she has to come back. I was double-checking the scorebook here, going, I believe I had it 2-1, and now it will be 3-1, so we'll do it all over again. Can't take a free base on 3 balls, so we will have it now 3-1 is the count as Zimmerman stands at first, but Kaylee would like to do the same that Rhea did just moments ago, draw a walk bare minimum here and get aboard. A 3-1, and she will. Back-to-back walks here to begin the second inning. Runners at first and second, as now you have the lefty in Flanagan due up. So Keelan comes up to the plate here. Scott Koss delivers a sign with nobody out to the number 8 batter in the lineup. First pitch swinging, it's a line drive. They get 1. Do they have a chance for 3? This one airmails the second baseman, but it goes 4-3 on the putout for the double play. Flanagan with a line drive to Anderson, who then throws to Willison to pick off Halverson at first base. 4-3 on the double play as Zimmerman fortunate to get back. If that was a good throw there, it might have been a triple play, but instead it will be 2 down here in the second, and the first double play turned this afternoon, and all of a sudden what looked like could be a big inning for Central Cass. Ensign is one good pitch of getting out of this as she goes off speed to Gunnifson. That'll be in the turf. It's now 1-0. Tough one there if you're the runner in Halverson. You're taking a couple of steps and you see the line drive goes to Anderson. She was going to get doubled up right away after Anderson gloved it cleanly. Here's the 1-0. In there for a strike, now 1-1. Then it goes back to the top of the order with Whitney Mitchell due up next. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and how the tables have turned here in the bottom of the second. After a pair of walks, a double play. This one will get past Quam. The runner making her way to third, sliding in safely. Nicely done by Kittleson to back up Hattlestead there at third if it does get by her on the one-hop throw by Quam. But you do see the lead runner in Zimmerman can make her way to third base. So 2 balls, 1 strike. As Gunnifson's looking to put one in play here and drive in the go-ahead run. Instead fouls this one back and makes it 2-2. Megan Ensign would love a strikeout here to retire the side and get the bats up to the plate here for the Burros in the top half of the third. Central Cass 2 hits so far through 8 batters. Would like to make it 3 through 9 here with the Gunnifson base knock. Ensign looking for the punch out. 2-2, that'll miss outside, makes the count full. And the 3 of 4 batters here for the Central Cass Squirrels have seen at least a 3-ball count. Mitchell with a single and a run scored. Due up next. 3-2, fisted, foul, and we'll do it all over again. And Gunnifson taking a page out of the Burros playbook here in terms of working a count, fouling some off. See if it pays off here for the junior center fielder. Ensign looks into Quam behind the plate. 3-2 is going to be hit on the ground. This will be a 2-hopper to Hattlestead at third, who does a nice job fielding it. Fires it across the diamond to Williston in time for the putout. No runs, no hits, no errors of the runner left on base. 2 complete here on the Bank North scoreboard in Castleton, tied at 1 with the Burros coming to the plate.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
You would never buy a one-size-fits-all shirt, and you should never do so to protect your valuable assets. And we'll find you the right fit for your insurance policies.
Home insurance, auto insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance, crop insurance.
have you covered from head to toe, underground to Scott. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
Well, first time through the batting order here for the Burros. We'll see what they can do the second time against Whitney Mitchell in the circle. So far for Mitchell, 2 innings of work. She has yet to give up a hit. 1 run that was earned after you did have the run driven in by Kritzberger. There was a free pass, 2 of them so far here today with 3 strikeouts. She's struck out back-to-back batters, looking to make it 3 straight here to Quam. Quam took a first inning walk. She came around and scored after the Kittleson sacrifice bunt where Quam went from first to third. Then Kritzberger drove her in with a ground out to Sherwhite at short. The 1-0 pitch. Missing, now 2-0. So Quam, Kittleson, and Kritzberger here again for the Burros, top of the lineup for Corey Erickson's HCV club. Winner of this gets to 2-0 in Region 1 play early on here in April. 2-0, that'll miss low. Now 3-0. Able to see some new teams as we were talking about here in Region 1 with Lisbon. Also seeing that Oaks and Foreman Gwinner co-op into that softball. And then Maple River, 3rd year of their varsity program, still playing a little bit of a hybrid schedule. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike, now 3-1. Back-to-back times that Peyton Quam has worked the count to a 3-1 pitch count. Free pass to Quam and a free pass to Anderson so far have been the 2 walks by Mitchell. 3-1 is scolded down the left field line. That'll get past the third baseman Stieg as Quam rounds first. Doing a good job there is Halverson to play the line and bring it back in. But it's a ringing single here for Quam and the first hit of the afternoon for the Burros. As Kittleson will come on first pitch, the sacrifice bunt. We saw Quam go first to third. We'll see if that particular play is back on, at least from the sacrifice potential. Quam with some good speed at first. She's going to go, swung on and miss. Here's the throw by Preen to Sherwhite. Not going to be in time as a slide by Quam is in there for the stolen base. Second steal with Anderson and Quam here for the Burros. And the runner will be now in scoring position, 0-1 here to Kittleson. Top of the lineup here for the Burros has provided the juice so far today. This one runs in and Quam dances off a second base. Makes it 1-1. Quam just waiting to see if that one gets by Preen by a foot or two. If it gets by her enough, she's going to be scampering down to third. As Mitchell looks at the wristband, gets the sign, and the 1-1. Runner's going to go down to third. Going to be in safely as taking the bunt back again was Kittleson. Quam with her second stolen base here in the inning, unable to get to third base. So with the bunt, it forces the third baseman Stieg to come down with the play. Sherwhite able to cover, has to go from short to third, able to get there. But Peyton Quam just able to beat the throw. Now 2 balls and a strike here to Kittleson with the leadoff batter at third. This one is sliced into center field. Gunnison on her horse, and she can't get it. It'll one-hop the wall. Kittleson rounding first on her way to second. She's in with an RBI double, and the Burros have a 2-1 lead. Nice piece of hitting as the Burros have regained the advantage. First extra base hit. Second run scored here for Quam, and it's now 2-1. This one in there for a strike at 0-1 to Kritzberger, who delivered the run driven in back in the top of the first. That was one of the hardest hit balls we've seen today from either club there with Kittleson with the RBI double. Gunnison had to go a long way from center to bring that ball, and this one's going to be hit on the ground off the glove of the third baseman to the shortstop. That'll go 5-6-3 On the putout, Kritzberger is retired, but Kittleson does gain an extra 60 feet. Nicely done by Sherwhite to see that one go off the glove of Stieg. Stay with it, 5-6-3 on the putout, and there's one down. But the Burros have just done the little things right so far. Even in a situation like that, it's still a productive out with nobody out to bring a runner from second to third, and now Hattlestead will come up. Struck out, able to reach base on a throwing error by Preen back in the first. This one will run inside. That'll miss. Now it's 1-0. Got a senior-laden team here for the Burros. And their first 3 of their 4 batters seniors. But then you got a little mix of some sophomores and juniors. And some seniors come off the bench here for Coach Corey Erickson. The 1-0. Big swing. This one is a high fly ball up the right field line, but that'll go foul. That's now 1-1. Hattlestead looking to get underneath that softball and drive it somewhere. So far in the inning, a single by Quam with 2 stolen bases, a RBI double by Kittleson. And then Kritzberger retired again, 5-6-3 on the ground out. The 1-1. Big swing up in the zone. Hattlestead went to chase. It's now 1-2. Region 1 softball here today on yourliveevent.com. Here in Castleton, where the sun was peeking out back at 4:05 and now has gone into more of a cloud cover as the afternoon has continued. The 1-2. In at the hands, out of the zone, now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And talking with softball coaches, this playing, whether you win or lose, but playing on April the 10th outside can just be invaluable. Some years it's April 20th, the 25th before you finally get outdoors and get some games in. The 2-2, check swing. Yes, you have the fortune of maybe going down to Aberdeen, Jamestown, or Minot and playing indoors, but playing indoor softball sometimes in a bubble is just different than playing outdoors and having to contend with some wind or different situations. Here's the payoff pitch by Mitchell. That'll miss inside. Hattlestead works the count full. It's now 3-2. Saw 1 full count in the first. Saw 2 in the second. And now this will be the 4th one of the game here for Mitchell in the circle. 3-2, and excuse me, check swing that nearly did provide what Hattlestead was looking to do. Trying to get that one up the first base line, but it will go foul again and another strike. Nice crowd on hand, good grandstand full. Fans up the first and third base line here as well. Got a dog in the ballpark. 3-2 pitch is hit in the air. That'll go to the second baseman, Flanagan, and Sherwhite, the shortstop, will see this one again with the wind pushing that softball towards the third base line. Makes it a little bit more interesting, but it still does what Central Cass needed to do, which is recording out with the runner staying at third here with Kittleson. So a pop-up to the shortstop as Iverson digs in. Alexis struck out swinging her last time up to end the first. This one in there for a strike at 0-1. So far for the Burros, 2 hits in the inning. They've driven in 1. Looking to drive in a second and get a little bit of room here. Again, we play 7 innings in high school softball. Thus we need extras. Here's the 0-1 offering. Swung on and missed. Big rip there by Iverson, now 0-2. Mitchell looking for her 4th strikeout. She's got at least 1 in every inning, trying to add to that here and get the Squirrels bats up for the 2nd time against Megan Ensign. Here's the 0-2. Off-speed check swing. They're going to appeal to see if she possibly went through the zone. She did not. Now it's 1-2. From up top of the press box, it looked like Iverson held it back before going completely through. Tempting, though, by Mitchell. We'll see if she goes to the same area and location as she nearly got Iverson to go through the zone and swing at a ball. 1-2, strike 3, looking, that'll retire the side, but the Burros do some damage. 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and a runner left on base as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. A new score on the Bank North scoreboard. It's Hillsboro-Central Valley 2, Central Cass 1 coming to the plate.
It's beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
The City of Hillsboro invites you to make Hillsboro your home. If you're looking for a new home or a job, check out the opportunities in Hillsboro and see what the community can offer you and your family. Enjoy a quality family life with community, education, church, entertainment, and more. For all neighbors and those driving through the region, we welcome you to come and shop with the businesses in Hillsboro. If you have questions related to services available in the City of Hillsboro, contact the Hillsboro City Office at 701-636-4620.
Bottom of the third inning as the Burros get aboard with another run here after that RBI double by Kittleson, which played at Quam. Now we'll see the Squirrels' second time through here against Megan Ensign in the circle for the Burros. Mitchell, Sherwood, and Preen top of the lineup here for Central Cass as Mitchell takes a ball. It's 1-0. Whitney with a single stolen base and a run scored back in the first. She came in after an Aspen Preen RBI. Here's the 1-0. I'll miss low, now 2-0. Quam behind the plate, Hattlestead at third. Kittleson at shortstop with Anderson at second, Willison at first. Iverson in right, Kritzberger in center, and Jelmstead in left. Bottom of the third here in Castleton from Koss Field. It's a 2-0 count here for Ensign, and that'll miss out of the zone and make it now 3-0. Last inning, the Squirrels got back-to-back leadoff walks by Zimmerman and Halverson, but then a line drive double play on the hit by Flanagan and a ground out by Gunnifson got the Burros out of the inning unscathed. This one in there for a strike, now 3-1. Hillsboro-Central Valley and Megan Ensign, 2 innings of work, 2 hits, a run that's earned, 2 walks, and no strikeouts in 2 innings so far. First time through against Central Cass. 3-1, that'll miss out of the zone, and Mitchell gets aboard for the second time here this afternoon. And the Squirrels, as they've done in the first, second, and the third, have had their leadoff batter get aboard. Sophie Sherwhite with a pop out to the third baseman, and Hattlestead her last time up. Mitchell at first base. Ensign looks into Quam behind the plate. Looking to bunt. Mitchell's going to go. Good throw by Quam, and they got Mitchell. Kittleson able to apply the tag. Taking the bump back there was Sherwood as she kind of bluffed it. This one will miss. It's now 1-0, and there's one down. Nice throw on the play there by Quam as caught stealing is Mitchell. Quam to Kittleson to apply the tag. Couldn't execute it any better behind the plate there if you're Quam. And now it's a 1-0 count here with Sherwood with nobody aboard and one down. As she's able to hit one into the gap, Kritzberger gets there. Big turn here by Sherwood. She will stay put. The throw then is going to get by the second baseman, and Sherwood will take second base. So it's a single with a throwing error by Kritzberger as Sherwood stayed put at first as she rounded the base. And Kritzberger trying to hit the cutoff, unable to get her, and now a runner in scoring position with one down. Third hit of the afternoon, the Squirrels. We'll see Aspen Preen, the lefty who's got some power, at the dish. First pitch swinging. This one goes off the glove of Ensign, and everybody will stay put at their respective bases now at first and third. So a base knock there for Preen as Sherwood will get to third. Runners at the corners with one down. These are always the interesting parts of the game now. What kind of play do you put on with the runners at the corners? If you're Quam, do you just give the free base to Preen? Do you throw down? As right now, Kittleson and Hattlestead pretty much playing where the runners would run. Infield comes in, so Preen's going to take second. Quick throw back, and right away, Preen's going to take the extra 60 feet. So runners in scoring position now here for Central Cass. 1 ball, no strikes to an ever-dangerous Brady Bussey. But a big base knockback on Tuesday against Kindred Richland to drive in a couple of runs. We'll love to hit one back up the middle here and see if she can tie and possibly take the lead here for Central Cass. The 1-0. Bussy hits one right off the screws and off the knee of Ensign. One run comes in. Aspen Preen comes in to score, and it's now a 3-2 ball game. Sherwhite comes in from third. Aspen Preen comes in from second. Bussy with a 2 RBI base knock. And Corey Erickson coming out to make sure that Megan Ensign is all right, as that one, from our vantage point, looks like it almost hit right off the kneecap here of Megan Ensign, as now runners will be at first base, and it's a 3-2 contest. Corey Erickson coming across to make sure Megan's doing okay, and she's going to come out of the game, and we will break and let you know who the new pitcher will be coming next here on your LiveEvent.com.
Get ready to make a true impact on the farm. Introducing the True Grade pull-type bulldozer blade from Degelman Industries. At 34 inches, the True Grade is the tallest pull-type bulldozer blade in its class. Our streamlined design will make cleaning ditches, grading roads, digging ditches, leveling fields, and moving snow easier and more efficient than ever. The Degelman True Grade, engineered tough. Visit our website for more information.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
As we come back here and we get to our Brad Richter timeout in the circle with Nodak Insurance for all your insurance questions. See Trail County's agents with answers with Agent Brad Richter in Hillsboro and Sales Associate Nick Preston in Mayville. So the designated player, Kaya Chenault, now will come on and pitch. Taking a look here for Megan Ensign. 2 1/3 innings worked, 5 hits, 3 runs that she's also on the hook for Bussy at first. Ensign, all 3 runs so far have been earned. 3 walks and no strikeouts. 3 consecutive batters with a single of Sherwhite, Preen, and Bussy. And the 2 RBIs there by Bussy. We hope Megan Ensign, short-term and long-term, on a chilly day when the softball kind of hits any part of your body. But more importantly, that looked like it almost hit off the left knee of Ensign, hoping that she's going to be all right here going forward for the Burros. So Chenault will come into the game, as it is the bottom of the 3rd inning. Maddie Stieg will dig in here, a fly out to Iverson and right, her last time up to end the first. But the Squirrels, for the first time today, have a lead on the Bank North scoreboard. See what values-based banking can do for you, helping partners for generations. Go to banknorth.bank, that's banknorth.bank, to find a branch or location near you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Here's a fly ball hit down the line. Jelmstead getting some chase, and she's going to miss it, but that'll be in foul territory. The wind brought that one foul, and Jelmstead, her track towards the softball kind of went more towards the third baseman, Hattlestead, and then took a quick little cut down the left field line. That'll go foul, make it 1-1. Zimmerman on the on-deck circle here for the Squirrels. Chenault with the 1-1. That'll miss out of the zone. Now make it 2-1. And in softball sometimes, too, whether you have a player that's out sick or possibly out with an injury, with how short the season is, injuries sometime in the game of baseball or softball and high school sports can have a bigger lasting impact, because you could be out for 2 weeks and maybe miss 5, 6, or 7 games, depending on if you're in a jamboree or making up particular games throughout the course of this season. 3 balls and a strike to Stieg. This one is going to be hit in the air, playable though on the short little pop-up to Anderson, who drops it. Anderson then will go to the shortstop, Kittleson, as Bussy was staying at first the entire way on the pop-up, so it will be an out regardless. It'll make its way now 4-6, and there's 2 down. As Stieg is able to reach base, Zimmerman comes in. Able to not chase out of the zone, makes it 1-0. Central Cass with 2 runs across so far in the third, looking for a little bit bigger of a crooked number, where Chenault 1 pitch away from getting the Burros back to the plate. There's a throwdown by Quam, getting back safely is Stieg. It's now 2-0. Game that's reaching the 1 hour mark here as we've bottom of the third. 20 minutes per inning so far is your average time. Just game number 4 this season for both. Second game being outdoors. Here's the 2-0. That'll miss. Now 3-0, and partially with what we've seen from both batters for the Burros and the Squirrels, taking some pitches, working some counts. 3-0 pitch by Chenault in there for a strike. It's now 3-1. Here's the 3-1 offering. Auto miss out of the zone for a walk. And for the Squirrels, they will have their 4th walk of the afternoon. The book is done on Megan Ensign as well if she does not return into the game in the circle, as the runner at first and second now will be Chenault in terms of runners if they do come in. This is going to be hit up the first base line, but Willison and Quam give some chase. Halverson first pitch swinging. Sees this one for a strike. Zimmerman, back-to-back walks for the junior right fielder. Now stands at first. At second base is Stieg. As Halverson sees this one in there for a strike at 0-2. Flanagan due up next here for Central Cass. Burrows will bring up Chenault, Anderson, and Willison, 6, 7, and 8 batters in the top of the 4th inning. The 0-2. Check swing through the zone. Yes, she did, and Chenault gets out of the jam, but 2 runs do come across here after 3 singles, and there is 2 runners left on base as we head to the top of the 4th inning. It's 3-2 Central Cass on your liveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
High school softball today here on yourliveevent.com. Chase Miller, Jacob Anderson, and you on this little chilly but can't complain early April Thursday afternoon. Weekend looks good. Maybe you can sit out on the deck somewhere, enjoy a hot hamburger, bratwurst, hot dog, whatever you like. Kind of have the early feeling of summer, albeit Mother Nature and winter might not be done, but hopefully we don't see snow anymore. As we get to the top of the 4th, Chenault, Anderson, and Willison here going up against Mitchell. Squirrels for the first time today will have Whitney Mitchell in the circle pitching with the lead. This one is up the first base line. That'll go foul. Kaya Chenault worked the count full her last time up, then grounded out to the third baseman in Stieg. Goes back to begin the 2nd inning here for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Here's the 0-1. This one is a slow dribbler. Mitchell has to play her position, and does a nice job with it. 1-3 on the putout. Good job by Preen, just talking it through with Mitchell there on who's going to go grab that softball, because sometimes the catcher might have a better position with it, but Mitchell did a good job coming off the rubber. Now it's no balls, no strikes, on the way to Anderson, who walked and got a stolen base back in the 2nd. And she will take a first pitch ball low. Now it's 1-0 with 1 down here in the top of the 4th. In this region this season, obviously Kindred Richland, Central Cass, they've been consistent over the last decade where you can just kind of put them up top of teams to contend with. The Burros have had a quality program, always knocking on the door. Able to see what Coach Mike Lowell and the Higginson Pirates will have. They've had some good athletes come through that program in recent years. This one misses outside. Now 2-1, and similar for the Enderlin Eagles in Northern Cass. And let's see some quality athletes come through those programs as well. Region 1 kind of start with Central Cass and Kindred Ridgeland, it seems like most years, and then from there it's who's that third or fourth team as the season progresses. 2 balls, 2 strikes now, the swing and miss to Anderson. 1 down here as Mitchell has retired 4 consecutive batters after the RBI double by Kittleson in the top of the third, trying to make it 5 straight. The 2-2 by Mitchell. I'll miss outside and works the count full. Here does Anderson. Back-to-back times that Abigail has worked the count full. And it's one thing so far I've been very impressed with Coach Corey Erickson's club. Not afraid to work counts, not afraid to take a strike, look for your pitch at the plate. 3-2 swung on and miss, and Mitchell gets the strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Whitney, and there's 2 down here in the 4th. Strikeout in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the 4th so far here for Whitney. As Willison struck out swinging her last time up in the top of the 2nd inning. This is going to be hit on the ground to the second baseman. Flanagan goes 4-3 on the putout, and for the first time today we have a 3 up and a 3 down here in a half inning. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, Central Cass leads it by 1.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
High school softball today here in Castleton. For the Burros, they've sent up 5 players in the first to the plate, 4 in the second, 5 in the third, and first 3 up, 3 down here on the top of the 4th. Well, for Central Cass, saw 5 batters in the first, 4 in the second, 7 in the third, as we'll see 8, 9, and 1 batters, Flanagan, Gunnison, and Mitchell. Flanagan, the 8th grader, hit a bullet to the second baseman in Anderson, who then was able to throw out Halverson at first base for the double play. Back in the second, Chenault on for her second inning of work. This one's going to be bunt, a little drag bunt. Chenault fields it, but that'll not be in time. It's an infield base knock here for Flanagan. I mean, a tough play even on a clean throw there by Chenault. That was a nicely done there by Flanagan with the bunt. Now a runner at first, and we'll see if the 8th grader sprints for second as the junior in Gunnison grounded out to the shortstop, Kittleson, her last time up. She looks to bunt. Nicely done. Sacrifice. Big turner from first to third, coming in and sliding in safely. And the runner in Flanagan's going to hold up as Flanagan goes from first to third after the bunt by Gunnison. There will be the sacrifice. As Flanagan goes from first to third, there will be 1 down. And after the throw, no one was at third base when Flanagan rounded second, so she sprinted for third. And after the throw, it got by the help there. Nearly could have been another run instead. Runner at third base with 1 down here as Mitchell a chance to help her own cause and driving a run. A single, a walk, and a run scored today for Whitney. Wasting no time as she laces one to left center field. Then a one-hop the wall. Runner comes in from third. Mitchell on her way to second. It's an RBI double, and the Squirrels lead it 4-2. Mitchell wasting no time as we've seen her come up first pitch swinging here today. Her second hit, her first run driven in. Flanagan comes in to score from third, as we'll have Corey Erickson come out right now and see if everything's all right, make a potential change. As they're taking a look here as Hattlestead begins at third base, Wilson at first, making sure everything's good with Kittleson at shortstop. And again, Anderson stands at second. So after a quick little talk on the mound, 4-2 Squirrels after Mitchell ringing RBI double. Sherwhite 1 for 2 today. Swung on and miss. Now 0-1. So far, an inning worked for Chenault. 2 hits, a run that's been earned as well. This one will miss out of the zone. It's now 1-1. So a walk, a strikeout, 2 hits, a run so far in. Against Chenault here for the Squirrels. This is going to be hit to right. Iverson comes in and a one-hopper and gets by her. Rounding third on her way to score is going to be Mitchell. Going from first to second and eventually to third is Sherwhite. And it makes it a 5-2 lead here for Central Cass. So Sophie Sherwhite able to get that one across. Mitchell comes in to score. Her second run. Run driven in there by Sophie, her second hit of the game, and now Aspen Preen will step up with a 5-2 Central Cass lead. So Squirrels have played 2 runs so far here in the fourth, as the infield will come in now for the Burros. Chenault will see this one, and Central Cass wasting little time here against Chenault. Looking for their pitch early and trying to drive a softball somewhere, and they've done that here in this half inning. 5th batter to the plate here so far in the bottom of the fourth. The 0-1 missing outside, now 1-1. A Flanagan single, a Gunnifson sacrifice bunt, a Mitchell double, and then Sherwhite gets aboard with an inside-out swing. And will make her way all the way to third base where she stands now. This is going to be lacing over the shortstop's head by Kittleson. And look at Aspen Preen with that inside-out Joe Mauer kind of a swing with the RBI base knock. It's now 6-2. So Preen with 3 hits today, all singles. That'll be her second run driven in, as Sherwhite gets her second run scored. It's now 6-2. Brady Bussey with a 2 RBI single, her last time up. This one will run in at the hands. It's 1-0, and she hit one right on the screws. It sounded good, went off of Ensign's knee. That's where she left the game back in the third, and Chenault came into the contest here for the Burros. And since Ensign has left, the Burros have seen the Squirrels take some good aggressive swings here against Chenault so far to end the third and to begin here in the fourth. 1 ball, 1 strike, runner at first, and Aspen Preen, who does have a stolen base today with a run scored. The 1-1. This is hit in the air to center. Playable for Kritzberger. Takes a couple of steps, camps underneath it. Does a good job fending off the wind there. It's a fly out by Bussey. 2 down in the bottom of the fourth. Steeg so far today 0 for 2. Reach base on an error by the second baseman Anderson. Her last time up in the third. The sophomore third baseman's made some nice plays, though, in the infield so far for Central Cass. 2 down. This one will miss low. It's now 1-0 to Steeg. One ball, no strikes, 2 down with a runner at first. This one will miss. Going from first to second is Preen as she slides in safely. Second stolen base here of the game for Aspen Preen as she makes her way into scoring position. It's now 2-0. The 2-0 pitch doesn't go through. Now 3-0. A delayed steal by Preen, though. She gets into third. You've seen Aspen cause some havoc on the base pass so far. Both catchers with some really good speed by Quam for Hillsboro-Central Valley and for Preen here for Central Cass. The 3-0 pitch with 2 down here in the fourth. Taken all the way is Steeg. Now it's 3-1. Top third of the lineup here for Central Cass. They have scored 5 of the 6 runs so far here today. The 3-1. This one going to be missed. It's a 5-pitch walk. Steeg is aboard. And there's runners at the corners now with 2 down. As you will have Zimmerman, who has a pair of walks in the second and the third so far here for Central Cass. Burrows will be sending 9, 1, and 2 batters to the plate in the top of the 5th with Jelmstead to lead it off. I'll be in there for a strike. Runners stay put. Batter number 8 of the inning here for the Squirrels, Zimmerman. Halverson due up next on the on-deck circle. No balls, a strike, 2 down. Runners in a break from first. Here's the throw to Chenault. Chenault looks back to runner at third, and Preen has to dive in safely after the tag is applied by Hattlestead. Going on the pitch was Stieg. She gets in a scoring position here with 2 down. 1 ball, 1 strike to the right fielder, as the Squirrels have already plated 3 runs across here in the inning. 1-1 is foul back. That'll be 1-2. Region 1 softball here today in Castleton. Central Cass with a 4-run lead here against Hillsboro-Central Valley. The 1-2. Outside, just missing the zone. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Quam and Chenault look behind and towards head coach Corey Erickson to get the sign with the 2-2. Strike 3 looking to retire this side, but the Squirrels put 3 runs up here in the 4th as we have a new score through 4 on the Bank North scoreboard. It's Central Cass 6, Hillsboro-Central Valley 2 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
High school softball today on YourLiveEvent.com. The Central Cass Squirrels with a 6-2 advantage here today on your live event. Chase Miller, Jacob Anderson with you on this Thursday afternoon. Burrows back in action tomorrow against the Rough Riders of Grand Forks Red River at 4 o'clock. Kevin Kochman with you on the call for that here on YourLiveEvent.com. Well, for Central Cass, they'll be back in action on YourLiveEvent.com on Monday for softball up in Thompson, going up against Matt Chandler's Tommies. Top of the 5th, Jelmstead, Quam, and Kittleson going up against Mitchell. This one is going to be bunted up the third base line. That'll go foul, as Mitchell has retired 6 straight batters after the Kittleson RBI double back in the top of the 3rd. Very similar to the top of the lineup doing the damage for Central Cass. It's been the same here for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Good swing, swung on and missed though by Jelmstead. It's now 0-2 as both runs scored by Peyton Quam. Here in that leadoff spot, she's on the on-deck circle. Mitchell looks into Preem behind the plate. Here's the 0-2 to Jelmstead. That'll miss the zone, now 1-2. Stieg at third with Sherwhite at short. Flanagan at second. Bussey stands at first. Zimmerman in right, Gunnifson in center, and Halverson up and left. Here's the 1-2. Foul back. And we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fifth inning of work for Mitchell. 2 hits. Couple of runs, both earned, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts through 4 innings so far. The 1-2 missing, now 2-2. And as we've seen from Hillsboro-Central Valley, even if they get behind in the count early, they have found ways to work a 2-ball, 3-ball kind of a count here against Whitney in the circle. The 2-2. Foul tipped into the glove of Preen, but can't hold on to it, and we'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes as we're nearing the 80-minute mark of this high school softball game here in Castleton. Make sure you stay tuned with us once we get to the post-game show. Take a look at the final numbers in this one here from a victorious player. That and more before we bid adieu. The 2-2 is grounded on a big one-hopper to Stieg, who bobbles it, regains her composure, but not in time. Clean play. More than likely, Jumpstead is retired, but Stieg, after trying to grab it, kind of had it in a little bit of the palm. And a runner will make her way to first base here in Jumpstead. Stieg had it in the glove, lost it. By the time she had to go down and grab it from the turf, that allowed Aaliyah to take first base. So now Peyton Quam, a walk, a single with 2 stolen bases and 2 runs across first pitch swinging Jumpstead, able to slide in safely, gets into second base. Be 0-1 now to Peyton Quam, the senior catcher. No balls, 1 strike with a runner in scoring position as the Burros have used small ball variety to score both runs. We'll love a base knock here by Quam. 0-1, and there's the base knock, a scalding hit to left field. Quam will round first, get to second. Jumpstead will take third, Quam will take first. Now runners at the corners and the Burros with something brewing here in the top of the 5th inning. As Kittleson had a sacrifice bunt in the first and an RBI double to right center her last time up. Good hard hit ball there by Quam. Now the Burros trying to cut into that 4-run deficit here with a grade 8 opportunity in the top of the 5th. Mitchell with the pitch. Quam's going to go. Preen fakes the throw down to second and nearly got the lead runner in Jumpstead, who froze for a second to see if that throw was going down to second. But Quam does get into scoring position. And now you have runners at second and third. So after the error by Stieg that allowed Jumpstead to collect first, a stolen base now at third, a single by Quam, and then a stolen base gets her into second base. Third steal by Peyton Quam here today. This will be hit on the ground. That's a C&I single. 1 run comes in. Quam rounding third. Here's the relay. Not going to be in time. The runner, Kittleson, goes to second, and she slides in safely. 2 runs come in to score. Kittleson will take second base. And it's a 2 RBI single here for the senior shortstop. It's 6-4. The throw definitely beat Kittleson, but Kittleson able to get the right hand to coming across and slide in safely to second. Almost like a swing move in football with the defensive end trying to get by an offensive tackle. So after the air, a pair of singles here, Kittleson drives in Jumpstead from third base. Peyton Quam comes in. Halverson's throw was cut off, and then eventually they were looking for the runner at second base, and Kittleson able to slide in safely, as that's a large runner at second because the tying run is at the plate here with Kritzberger. Otherwise, there'd be 1 down. Quick time out on the mound, brought to you in part by our friends at Nodak Insurance Company with Brad Richter. Brad Richter, agent in Hillsboro, sales associate with Nick Preston in Mayville. For all your insurance questions, see Traill County's agents with answers with Nodak Insurance. And after the Squirrels put up 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning, the Burros have answered back with 2 so far here in the top of the 5th. And a tying run comes to the plate. 3 on, 3 aboard so far here in the inning for the Burros. Number 3 batter, Kritzberger, will take a ball. Kritzberger's gloves, a little neon color, almost looks like the old rancher gloves if he just got a little bit more dark and some yellow and some work on them. 1 ball, no strikes. This one foul back. In basketball, it's the shoes that have colors, but today we've seen gloves with a multitude of colors for these teams. Burros right now very much putting themselves back in position after being down 6-2 to begin the inning. A quick 3-up-3 down for the Squirrels might have put this game out of reach, but instead the Burros done a nice job with the top of the lineup providing some damage here. It's 1-2, good spot by Mitchell. She'll try to do that again. One ball, 2 strikes. Runner at second base is Kittleson. Nobody out. Top of the 5th. Region 1 softball today. In Castleton as Mitchell collects a strikeout. She's got her 6th. And there's 1 down here in the top of the 5th inning. Carsey Hattlestead will check in. Adelstead 0 for 2 so far today. Reach base via an error back in the first. Popped out to the shortstop, Sherwhite, in the third. She will take a strike. It's now 0-1. Bottom of the lineup for the Squirrels, 7, 8, and 9 batters with Halverson, Flanagan, and Gunnifson due up in the bottom of the 5th inning. No balls and a strike as Mitchell looks in. That'll miss out of the zone. It's now 1-1. After the single by Quam, Kittleson with a base knock, a CNI single between Stieg and Sherwhite to bring in 2, stands at second. The 1-1. Good swing by Adelstead, but better pitch there by Mitchell, now 1-2. Alexis Iverson, the freshman right fielder, on the on-deck circle here for Coach Corey Erickson and the Burros. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Inside, this one will come in and jam Carsey a little bit there for a strike. It's now 1-2. For more high school coverage throughout the spring from baseball, softball, track and field, and more, simply go to our website, yourliveevent.com, or subscribe to our YouTube channel on Your Live Event. The 1-2 offering from Whitney. That'll run out of the zone. Throw back by Preen to the second baseman, Flanagan, who applies the tag. Getting back to his Kittleson, and now it's 2-2. As the sun is piercing through the clouds now. Had some sun right at the first pitch, and since then it's kind of went behind the clouds throughout the majority of the afternoon into early evening. Here's the 2-2 to Adelstead. Swung on and miss, and Mitchell gets her second straight strikeout. 7th of the game, and there's 2 down here, but Iverson comes up to the plate as the tying runner here for the Burros on the top of the 5th. Hillsboro-Central Valley 4 state tournament appearances and program history in 2012, 17, 19, and 2023. This one will run in at the hands, miss for a ball at 1-0. All for the Squirrels, 6 state titles. Won it in 2013, 15, 18, 2019, 21, and 2022 here for Central Cass. The 1-0. In there for a strike at 1-1 for the Burros. This is batter number 6 in the inning. The most batters they've sent to the plate against Mitchell so far here today. Little excuse me check swing back to Mitchell, who fires it to Bussey. 1-3 on the putout, and that'll retire the side. But 2 runs come across on 2 hits. There was an error and 1 runner left on base. We played 4.5 today as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Time to stretch in Castleton. It's high school softball on yourliveevent.com.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
High school softball today is looking up the left field line. Yes, you can bring your dog to the ballpark here in Castleton at Coss Field as the throwdown goes to second base. And we'll see the flag kind of blowing as it has done so far here today. Jacob Anderson, Chase Miller with you here. Bottom of the 5th inning. And for the Central Cass Squirrels, Halverson, Flanagan, and Gunnifson here going up against Chenault, who's got an inning and 2/3 so far. 4 hits against her. There have been 3 runs with 2 walks and a strikeout. Taking a look at this, making sure everything is good, as we'll see a new batter here for the Squirrels, number 12 in Rachel Parkhouse. So Parkhouse will be coming up to the plate to begin the bottom of the 5th inning Then you get the lefty Flanagan, then Gunnifson after that. So we'll see if Parkhouse goes in the outfield for Halverson, then in the top of the sixth, or if this is just a straight pinch hitting opportunity. Regardless, there's a strike. Halverson 0 for 1 in the game with a walk and a strikeout, so you'll see Parkhouse due up now. Rachel, the sophomore. Chenault in the circle, Quam behind the plate. The 0-1 in there for a miss, and it's now 1-1. So Parkhouse, a sophomore here. This roster littered with freshmen, sophomores, and juniors this season for Scott Koss. This will be hit on the ground to the shortstop. Gittleson makes a nice play off the turf. Across the diamond to Willison, 6-3 on the putout, and there's one down. As you'll see, Flanagan due up, then Gunnifson on the on-deck circle before it goes back to Whitney Mitchell here for the Squirrels. As Chenault, first pitch to Flanagan in there for a strike, and 0-1. Burrows no runs across in the top, 2 runs across in the top of the 5th inning. So far it's been the odd inning for the Burrows to score some runs. This one has popped up, playable, and it's going to be caught behind the plate. Oh, what a play by Quam. Quam with the sliding play to avoid the backstop. Showing some leather behind the dish here for the senior catcher. That might be potentially one of the plays of the game right there. Unfortunately for Flanagan, she's been robbed twice today. Once on a live drive for a double play on that one by a sensational play by Quam behind the plates. This one missed by Gunnifson out of the zone. It's now 1-0. So far for Gunnifson, 0 for 1 today with a sacrifice back in the 4th inning. Kira with a big swing. Now it's 1-1. A run in the first for Hillsboro-Central Valley in the third. 2 runs in the 5th. For Central Castle, run across in the first, 2 in the 3rd, and 3 in inning number 4. This will miss inside. It's now 2-1. For the Burros, 6, 7, and 8 batters due up in the top of the 6th inning. 2 balls and a strike. The junior center fielder. That'll miss. Now 3-1, and then you got the ever-dangerous Whitney Mitchell at the plate in the on-deck circle. 2 runs across, a run driven in. 2 hits today, reach base 3 times in the leadoff spot. 3-1 is going to be hit off the glove of the first baseman to the second baseman, Anderson, and the Burros with a little ping-pong ricochet, able to get the out. 3-4-3 on the put-up, and that's the first 3-up, 3-down inning for the Squirrels at the plate here this Thursday afternoon. We head to the top of the 6th inning. It's still 6-4 with the Burros coming to the dish.
3 gone.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
High school softball today here on yourliveevent.com. On the Bank North scoreboard, it is a 6-4 lead in favor of the Central Cass Squirrels. This is high school softball today. Make sure you go to our website, yourliveevent.com, to check out more games coming up here throughout the course of the regular season. As Mitchell, on for her 6th inning of work, comes up here for the Squirrels. The pitch on the way to Chenault. Swung on and missed. It's now 0-1. So again, Chenault, Anderson, and Willison here due up for Coach Corey Erickson's club. They got 6 outs to work with to try to at least get 2 runs. The 0-1. That'll miss, now 1-1. And with the sun coming out and with how Koss Field is here, don't have to worry about too much shadows right now across the infield or outfield. Mitchell with the 1-1 offering. That'll be out of the zone now, 2-1. Hillsboro-Central Valley had an early 1-0 and 2-1 lead, but since Brady Bussey's 2 RBI single back in the third, it's been Central Cass with the advantage. Good swing. Now it's 2-2. Chanel 0 for 2 today with a pair of groundouts. That was Mitchell looking for her 8th strikeout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here to the number 6 batter. This one is going to be laced up the first baseline. Chenault, the designated player in the starting lineup, and after Ensign went out in that pitcher's spot. As Mitchell looks at the sign from head coach Scott Costa, 2-2 is going to be fouled again, and we'll do it all over. A little bit of a sneaky early on game here, particularly from the Burros and Squirrels for both teams' point of view. You win this game, you get to 2-0 in the region. You can kind of set yourself up for the next month. 2-2, swung on a miss. Breen will collect a strikeout as she goes to Bussey, and that'll be the 8th strikeout here for Whitney Mitchell, and there's 1 down. If you're the Burros, you can come back, you win this game. All of a sudden, you find yourself 2-0 early on with a quality win. Well, if you're Central Cass, same thing. Find yourself 2-0 with a quality win here as Anderson, the sophomore second baseman, steps up. Mitchell splits the plate. It's 0-1. Anderson with a walk and a stolen base back in the second. She was left stranded at second base. Strikeout her last time up, swinging in the 4th. The 0-1 offering. Good swing by Anderson. It's now 0-2. Mitchell has retired back-to-back batters twice so far this afternoon. Would like to make it 3 consecutive times. 0-2, that'll just miss lower, make it the 3rd time here through the lineup card. Struck out batters of Hattlestead and Iverson in the 1st. Did it in the 2nd with Williston and Jelmstead, and did it in the 5th inning with Kritzberger and Hattlestead. So she's looking for her, 4th time to do that. This one is hit foul. It's now 1-2. Anderson continuing to work for the sophomore second baseman. The 1-2 offering. Off speed. This one gets by Preen, making her way to first base with no throw will be Anderson. So Mitchell does get the strikeout, but it gets by Preen, and the runner will be aboard. So you give a team an extra out in an inning. Can the Burros make the Squirrels pay? As Willison comes up 0 for 2 today with a strikeout back in the 2nd and a grounder to the second baseman Flanagan in the 4th. Runner's going to go down. Preen with the toss. It's a one-hopper to Sherwhite, who applies a tag, but not in time. Sherwhite did a good job with that particular throw to get to about the heel of Anderson, but Anderson quickly makes her way into scoring position here with 1 down in the inning. It's going to be a 1-0 count on the way to Willison after a ball. And the Burros, with the runner in scoring position, would love to get at least 1 run across here in the 6th. This one missing, now 2-0, and then it goes back to top of the lineup after Jelmstead is the on-deck batter here for the Burros, and you got the ever-dangerous Peyton Quam in the hole. Mitchell does not want to look at Quam coming up with runners on. This one will be in the dirt. Staying put will be Anderson. It's now 3-0. This almost has the feeling of a late May regional kind of a game where every run just from the beginning has felt very impactful one way or another for both of these programs. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. This is hit right back up the middle. 3-0, got the green light. It's a productive out, but it's out number 2 as Anderson makes her way to third. Willison retired 4-3 on the putout, and there's 2 down. Leah Jelmstead due up next. 0 for 2 today, but reached base on an error back in the 5th. Had a stolen base with a run scored as well. And for Kittleson, brought her in with a 2 RBI base knock in the 5th. A large run stands at third here with Anderson. Taking outside for a ball, it's 1-0. If Jelmstead can give a board, then you got the tying run on the bases with the go-ahead run. Peyton Quam coming up to the plate. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs to batter number 9 in the lineup here for the Burros. Taking all the way now, 2-0. For the Squirrels in the bottom of the 6th, it'll be Mitchell, Sherwhite, and Preen due up for Central Cass. And they've gotten on base every time except once in their at-bats here today. This one will miss. It's 3-0. Let's see if the green light is granted here to the sophomore left fielder or taken all the way. As the Burros would love to see Peyton Quam come up with runners on. 3-0 in there for a strike. It's now 3-1. Big pitch by Mitchell. As Whitney is one quality pitch away from getting out of this little jam here in the top half of the inning. This is going to be hit in the air. A line drive shot to left fielder to Halverson, who comes in and retires aside. That one was a good hit by Jelmstead. Unfortunately, right to left fielder, Halverson didn't have to move too much, and that'll retire the side. There were no runs, no hits, and a runner left as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still 6-4 Squirrels on your liveevent.com.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
High school softball here, Region 1 softball in Castleton. It's 6-4 Squirrels. Top of the lineup, and this is where Central Cass can start to separate a little bit again. Top of the lineup, Mitchell has reached base twice, 2 runs scored, a run driven in, a stolen base, has a walk. Sophie Sherwhite is over, make that 2 of 3 today. 2 runs scored, a run driven in, 2 hits, a single, and a triple. And Aspen Preen has 3 singles with a run scored and 2 runs driven in here at the top of the lineup for the Squirrels. First pitch swinging. Mitchell sees this one, the backstop. Now it's 0-1. If you're the Burros, you can find a way to put a goose egg up here in the 6th, then you can give your top of the lineup a chance where you get a runner on and see if you can drive one somewhere. Off your Central Cass, an extra runner or 2 could possibly be the difference here if you can get a run across. As the clouds are starting to clear away here late in the evening as we're working towards the 6 o'clock hour. 1-1. That'll miss. Now it's 2-1. Chenault continues to work. So far 2 2/3 in the circle here for the Burros. A sophomore pitcher, Mitchell, with a hitter's count. Went through the zone, now 2-2, trying to have the check swing there late. Two balls, 2 strikes, a leadoff batter here to Central Cass in the 6th. 2-2 is going to be hit right back up the middle. That'll die in front of the center fielder, Kritzberger, on the Central Cass logo in center. It is a Whitney Mitchell leadoff base knock, and the Squirrels have a leadoff runner on here in the 6th. Every inning but the 5th, Central Cass has had their leadoff runner aboard. As you see, Sophie Sherwhite to the plate, and see how quickly Mitchell tries to scamper into scoring position. We have seen Quam throw out a base runner so far here today. Long hold by Chenault. First pitch swinging. It's a line drive off the turf. They're going to say, yes, she did. Oh, what a backhanded glove play by Kittleson. And there's one down. Mitchell did a good job waiting to see if that was called an out or not, as she does not get doubled off at first base. We've seen some really good defensive plays today, as Sherwood is retired on a line drive shot to Kittleson at short. One down here with Aspen Preen. First pitch swinging. That's going to be a grounder to Anderson. Applies the tag. One down there. And reaching base on a fielder's choice is Preen. So 2 down as Whitney Mitchell is retired. Brady Bussey will come up to the plate. And after a leadoff single, 2 down quickly here in the bottom of the 6th. Bussey's got some power, and she can do some damage. Preen's got some wheels, so anything to the gap or down the line, you know Scott Koss is going to send Preen around to try to score. Bussey puts one, a soft line drive off the glove of the second baseman Anderson. Preen will stay there, as that one was just going a little farther away for Anderson as she tried to make the glove catch. Bussey gets aboard, and it's runners at first and second. Line drive on the play by Bussey. Anderson had to go a little ways there in the hole to try to glove it. Now runners at first and second with 2 down with Maddie Stieg at the plate. Stieg will take a ball. She's reached base twice, one on a walk, one on an error. But Stieg trying to see if she can put one in the outfield and bring Aspen Preen in from second. I'll be in there for a strike. It's now 1-1. Again, top of the lineup for the Burros. Quam, Kittleson, and Kritzberger, a dangerous part of the lineup, due up in the 7th. Squirrels looking to get some insurance here in the bottom of the 6th. This is hit in the air. That'll be down for a base knock. Here goes Aspen Preen around third. Jumps in, going to make the throw, and this will go all the way to the catcher, which will allow the runner and Bussey making her way to third base. It's an RBI single by Maddie Stieg, and the sophomore delivers a base knock. And with the throw, that'll allow the runners to go an extra 60 feet. As Preen comes in to score, Bussey first to third. Stieg off the single with a big base knock, and Preen gets her second run scored of the game. It's now 7-4 on the Bank North scoreboard as Zimmerman will dig in. First pitch swinging, swung on and missed. Now it's 0-1. Zimmerman with a pair of walks in the second and the third. Struck out looking her last time up in the 4th. Now if you're Zimmerman, want to do what Stieg did, put one in the outfield, plate 1, possibly 2. This one outside. Quam does a good job not allowing it to get to the backstop. It's 1 ball and a strike. But the sophomore Maddie Stieg with her first hit of the game at a prime time. Here in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-1's going to be a grounder to the second baseman, Anderson, who flips over to Willison to retire the side. 6 batters come to the plate, and the Squirrels do indeed plate a run across as they get a little insurance as they lead it by 3 with 3 outs to go as we head to the top of the 7th.
Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, North Dakota has adapted to the growing needs of the edible bean industry since 1982. Production of edible beans helps many growers in the Red River Valley make their farming operation more profitable. These growers are also producing a nutritious, high-protein food source, helping feed a hungry world. Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, with receiving stations at Sharon, Larimore, Devils Lake, Wilton, Washburn, Lincoln, East Grand Forks, Grafton, and Garsky. Learn more at centralvalleybean.com or 701-847-2622.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
We head to the top of the 7th inning. Burros with 3 outs to work with here, down by 3 as we go to the top of the 7th. A run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base again in the 6th as Central Cass does plate 1 run across. This one in there for a strike to Peyton Quam as Whitney Mitchell looking for the complete game W here if she can get 3 more outs. This is a high, towering fly ball that'll be in the infield, getting underneath it, and Sherwhite is there at short, and it's 1 down. As Kittleson, 2 for 2 today with a single, a double, a sacrifice bunt, and she's driven in all 3 runs, or 3 of the 4 runs here for the Burros. 1 down, the pitch. This one will be in there for a strike at 0-1. She had a scolding double into right center field back in the 3rd inning. Top of the lineup here for the Burros. 4th time through, seeing Whitney Mitchell. 0-1 will miss outside. It's now 1-1. 4th game of the season for both clubs. If the Squirrels can hang on, they would improve to 3-1 on the year. The Burros would drop to 1-3. Both teams with an EDC opponent coming up. 1-1 pitch is going to be hit in the air. The second baseman, Flanagan, calls off everybody, and there's 2 down on a pair of pop-outs. And the Burros are down to their final out. Central Cass has a game with Fargo Davies a week from today here in Castleton, where the Burros will contend with Grand Forks Red River and Grand Forks Central their next 2 games. They'll play the Rough Riders tomorrow in Hillsboro at 7 o'clock, and then make their way up to Grand Forks against the Knights on Monday. Burros down to their final out. This one will miss outside to Kritzberger. Kritzberger, an RBI, which drove in Peyton Kwon back in the 1st to make it a 1-0 lead, and since then has gone 0 for 2, and she's 0 for 3 in the game, but that run driven in on a ground out to the shortstop. This one missing outside. It's now 2-0. So for the Burros, all about, can you bring Iverson to the plate? As Kritzberger's up, Hattlestead's next, Iverson's in the hole. Can you get Iverson to the plate here with a chance to tie? That's what the Burros are looking for. Mitchell looking for a 3-up, 3-down inning potentially. 2-0. I'll be in there for a strike at 2-1. Mitchell has retired. 9 batters. 1 batter did get on base after a strikeout and a pass ball. This one, though, is going to die in front. So there's the base knock that the Burros needed with Kritzberger. She gets her first hit of the afternoon. And for the Burros, that'll be their 5th hit of the contest. Runner at first, Hattlestead. 0 for 3, did reach base on a throwing error back in the 1st. Pair of strikeouts so far here this Thursday early evening. First pitch swinging, now 0-1. Burros down to their final out here in this Region 1 contest. The winner improves to 2-0 in Region 1 play, while the loser drops to 1-1. Both teams with a flurry of games next week. Here's the 0-1. Off speed, missing. It's 1-1. Coming up on the post-game show, we'll get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection, final numbers, that and more, so stay tuned for that. 1-1 in there for a strike, and the Burros are down to their final strike on this Thursday afternoon. Hillsboro-Central Valley wants to keep playing till at least 6 o'clock. That means a couple more batters up to the plate. Squirrels would like to finish it now with Mitchell. The 1-2 hit on the ground, a one-hopper to Stieg, who goes the long way to Bussey, 5-3 on the putout. And this game is done here through 7 as the Squirrels improved to 3-1 on the season, while the Burros dropped to 1-3. There were no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. Whitney Mitchell will be the winning pitcher of record with the complete game, while the losing pitcher will be Megan Ensign with 2 1/3 innings worked. Mitchell with the complete game win here for the Central Cass Squirrels in a game, again, that finishes just under 2 hours here today, 1 hour and 52 minutes. We'll take a break. When we come back, our post-game show is coming up next. The Squirrels now 2-0 in the region, 3-1 overall. Burros dropped to 1-3 in the region and 1-1 in the region and 1-3 overall. Post-game continues after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
The City of Hillsboro invites you to make Hillsboro your home. If you're looking for a new home or a job, check out the opportunities in Hillsboro and see what the community can offer you and your family. Enjoy a quality family life with community, education, church, entertainment, and more. For all neighbors and those driving through the region, we welcome you to come and shop with the businesses in Hillsboro. If you have questions related to services available in the city of Hillsboro, contact the Hillsboro City Office at 701-636-4620.
Cutting Edge Ag connects your operation with first-hand expertise and industry-best precision ag technology from Ag Leader. We've simplified precision farming with powerful tools to maximize profit opportunities like never before. No matter the size of your farm or the complexity of your field activities, Cutting Edge Ag is your local partner for a more profitable future. Unlock a new era of farming success with Ag Leader and Cutting Edge Ag.
As we come back here on our post-game show, we'll get to the final numbers in a moment, but first let's get to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. Go to Halstead Telephone and check out their website at halsteadtel.com. Discover what local reliability and trust can do for you and how to connect with Halstead Telephone Company. Or Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. Well, that one is going to go to the hands of Peyton Quam here today. She did a really nice job behind the plate, making a nice play behind the plate, but also able to get on base with 3 runs scored with a walk, a single. She had 3 stolen bases here today as well. She goes from the plate 2 of 3. Peyton Quam is our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection with 3 of the 4 runs scored, but also a really nice play behind the plate here for Aspen Preen. We go from there to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Aspen Preen and Whitney Mitchell, kind of the tandem 1-2 combination. Preen with 2 runs driven in, 3 hits, 2 runs scored. Whitney Mitchell with 2 runs scored, 2 hits, and a run driven in. And also Mitchell, a complete 7 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts in the win. Those 2 players are our Enbridge Energy Players of the Game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That again is Enbridge.com for career opportunities. And from there, our Agassi Precision Egg play of the contest, the double play after Flanagan hit a rope to Anderson. Anderson with a nice glove threw it to Willison to get the runner at first. Halverson out for the double play in the second. Then they nearly had the triple play and then give part number 2 to Kittleson on a line drive shot, which robbed a hit by Sophie Sherwhite with the base knock that went awry. Those 2 plays are our Agassi Precision Egg plays of the contest. When we come back after this, we'll hear from the Central Cass Squirrels, Brady Bussey. That is next on our post-game show here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Bank, we know your schedules can get hectic. You don't always have time to get to the bank during regular banking hours. We make it easy for you with mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay services that we offer for free. This is Michelle with Dakota Heritage Bank, inviting you to do your banking with us anytime, anywhere. Just go to dhb.bank or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Get ready to make a true impact on the farm. Introducing the HDSR series of staggered rippers from Degelman Industries. At the heart of the machine is the HDSR's staggered 2-row setup, which allows for better trash flow and lower draft than an inline ripper. Featuring a shorter implement contour length, easier transport, and better compaction shattering ability than the competitors. The HDSR series from Degelman Industries is engineered tough. Visit our website for more information.
As we come back here on our post-game show, as Brady Bussey joins us, as Brady was able to have the game-winning hit eventually and put the Central Cass Squirrels ahead at the time with 2 RBIs to get them a 3-2 lead in the third. They would go on and add a couple more runs in the fourth, as Brady Bussey here today with 2 RBIs in this one. Brady, first things first, congratulations on the win. What does, back-to-back wins at home kind of mean, and more importantly, region wins against really good competition with Kindred Richland and Hillsboro-Central Valley?
It's big region wins. I mean, these 2 teams good. They have good pitchers. We struggled at the beginning there getting our bats going, but once we got them going, everyone in the lineup was getting hits, good hits, finding open spots in the field, and it was just putting runs up, and that's all we needed against them.
Take us through that hit. Just kind of what were you seeing there with Megan Ensign? What were you trying to do at the plate as you were able to drive in those 2 runs?
My first, I had to wait. I was early on everything. I'm eager at the plate. I don't know. Just gotta wait for that pitch to come in more, and then the struggle with her is just the waiting.
Able to get the win here. What have you seen from Aspen Praying? Obviously, a couple singles. She can hit it all over the place. But what do you see from Aspen when she kind of gets going, also behind the plate, but also obviously what she can do on the offensive side?
She's a phenomenal catcher. I mean, it's all we need. She stops those important balls that are low. She does that good. She's amazing at the plate. I mean, that's why we have her in the 3 spot. She's got that power and the speed there for us.
Able to see Whitney Mitchell very similar. She's going to waste very little time at the plate if she sees her pitch. Able to see a couple of them that got line drived out. Let's just talk to her more about a hitter than a pitcher. A lot of people know what she can do in the circle. But what did you see from Whitney today at the plate?
She also a phenomenal hitter. I mean, she finds her pitch, cranks it out there, finds those open spots, waits for hers too. She doesn't like a pitch, she won't swing. She'll find hers.
Last thing, Brady, 3-1 on this season, 2-0 in Regional 1 play. Still very early here on April 10th, but what's one thing that you really like about this club early on this season that you hope to carry over once you get to Thompson and the rest of the schedule coming up here next week?
We're a young team, but we're learning. We're finding our groove. We're just getting started here. Not our peak yet, but we'll hit that.
Hey, Brady, congratulations on the win. Best of luck moving forward.
Thank you.
Again, Brady Bussey joined us here on the Postgame Show. We'll continue after this in Castleton.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
As we come back here on our post-game show after we just heard from Brady Bussey, here's the final line score and the final score here in this one. Central Cast, 7 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors, 8 runners left on base. Hillsboro-Central Valley, 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, and 6 runners left on base. Whitney Mitchell, the winning pitcher, the losing pitcher, Megan Ensign, in a game that went 1 hour and 52 minutes. Peyton Quam today scores 3 runs. She goes 2 of 3 from the plate with a walk and 2 singles. Kaylee Kittleson here today goes 2 of 3 from the plate as well with 3 runs driven in, a double and a single as well. Kritzberger able to go 1 of 4 with a run driven in. Hattlestead in this one goes 0 for 4. Iverson 0 for 3. Chenault 0 for 3. Anderson goes 0 for 2 with a walk. Willison goes 0 for 3. And Jelmstead goes 0 for 3 with a run scored and a stolen base. Well, for the Central Cast Squirrels, Whitney Mitchell in this game, 4 times up, 4 times aboard. She goes 3 of 3, 2 singles, a double, a walk with a run driven in and 2 runs scored. Sophie Sherwhite able to go 2 of 4 today, a single, a triple, 2 runs scored, and a run driven in. Aspen Preen at the plate, able to reach base 4 times. She goes 3 of 4, reach base in the 6 on a fielder's choice. 3 singles, 3 stolen bases, and 2 runs scored with 2 runs driven in. Brady Bussey in that number 4 spot, 2 of 4 today with 2 singles and a 2 RBI single back in the 3rd. Maddie Stieg able to go 1 of 3 with a walk and a stolen base and a run driven in, which made it 7 of 4 back in the 6th. Zimmerman goes 0 for 2 with 2 walks. Halverson goes 0 for 1 with a walk. Parkhouse goes 0 for 1. Flanagan, she got robbed not once but twice as she goes 1 of 3 today with a single and a run scored. Then Gunnifson goes 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt back in the 4th inning. So with the win for the Central Cast Squirrels, they improve again to 3-1 on the season, while the Burros drop to 1 and 3. On behalf of Jacob Anderson, I'm Chase Miller. Thank you so much for tuning into our coverage today of Region 1 softball, and go to yourliveevent.com or simply subscribe to our YouTube channel for more games coming up here throughout the course of the regular season by searching Your Live Event. Kevin Copeland's got the call tomorrow in Hillsboro as the Burros welcome in the Rough Riders of Grand Forks River. I'll make my way up to Thompson on Monday following the Squirrels against the Thompson Tommies for a little Region 1, Region 2 softball. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday up in Thompson.